welcome to We Poets. My name is Sally Baker, and I'm the host of We Poets. We Poets is a poetry show for boys and girls between the ages of 6 and 13 years old. So if you would like to be on We Poets, please have your parents or your school teacher call me. Also, I'm always looking for adult guests to come and tell young people something about their job or career that they can pursue when they graduate from high school and college. Today I have two very special guests, and on my left here is Cato Thornton.
Hello, everybody.
She is the membership chair, and on the far left here is John Beischer, who's a volunteer at the Turnabout Thrift Shop in El Cerrito, California. So I'm going to be interviewing them, and they've brought some wonderful things to show that they have at the thrift shop. So I'm going to start with our first question, and my first question is, tell me about the Turnabout Thrift Shop in El Cerrito, California.
Okay, it's a great little shop, 4 rooms stacked and filled with wonderful stuff. And we're all volunteer. We started in 1954, so we've been around. And let's see, what else? Can you help me out?
John?
Well, so everything we sell is donated by the community, so we're very community focused. The community donates items and then we sell them, and people come in and buy them, including Sally. That's where we first made the connection. She's been shopping with us for a while. So.
I love the thrift shop. It's so nice and clean, and the people are so friendly, and you have such wonderful items there. So tell us about some of the items that you have there at the thrift shop.
Well, one of my favorite items, of course, is clothes, and I got this gorgeous opera coat at the Turnabout. It's all silk in gorgeous shape, inside and out. I didn't know it was an opera coat until I wore it to the opera, and somebody said, "That is a beautiful opera coat."
Wonderful, wonderful.
What about that
gorgeous?
hat?
How about that?
Yes.
Tell us about the hat.
The top hat, isn't it fabulous?
Fabulous.
These were popular in the 20s, and I'd always wanted one.
Oh,
And lo and behold, one came in. You never know what's going to come in to the shop. And another fun thing, also this is from the 40s.
the 40s.
This purse. Now see this strap here?
Ah,
I just thought, oh, it's a strap, to hold the purse with.
Yes.
You could just walk around and hold it.
Oh.
But one of the elder women volunteers lived during this era, and she said, "Oh no, it's for dancing.
For dancing?
You put your hand in like this, and then because they did a lot of partner dancing.
Oh, yes.
Back in that day, and
Oh.
you could hold your purse and dance easily.
isn't that something?
Oh.
And you can even use it as a weapon.
Well,
Yes, you could.
I don't think they would, but you could. Cato.
Hello. So I got the coat at the shop, and I also got this great purse, also from the 40s era. And I see this little strap. I just assumed it. You put your hand in it and you could hold it easily. But an elder woman who was there, who lived during that time, said, "No, you put your hand in that way, and then you can dance. You can hold your purse and dance," because partner dancing was big at the time.
Wonderful.
In that
Isn't that
era.
lovely? And look how it stayed so well. And all
I know,
these
it's in
years.
perfect condition. It is fake alligator, but we have had a real alligator purse before.
Wonderful.
I saw it down there.
Wonderful. Now tell us about these earrings that
Okay,
you have
the
on.
earrings are black pearl and 24 karat gold, so we do get fine jewelry, but we also have a lot of fun costume jewelry that's very inexpensive. Let's see, what else?
Bracelets,
Men's?
necklaces?
well, we sometimes get things called cufflinks, and I don't know how many of you are aware what they are, but fancy men's shirts have, instead of a button at the cuff, they'll have a hole in each part of the fabric, and you put a cufflink through it. It's kind of like a T-shaped thing, and you put it through, and then you fold it over, and you have this nice piece of jewelry on the cuff of your shirt that shows when you're in a meeting or when you're out with people and you want to. It's a nice way to show off, but it's not too ostentatious. But and those are they're really popular, but they're hard to find.
Hard to find,
So
yes.
they don't make them new. So, and that's so when we open something up, like Cato meant, we never know what we're going to find, and we find
Right.
really unusual items. So, like ducks. So
Ducks, huh?
I found this when I first started at the store. Volunteers are allowed to buy things, but we don't get a special price. But we get sort of early pick. But this has been on the shelf a while, and I don't know why, but I just really like these ducks. And you can see there's two separate ducks. They're not touching at all, and they're taking off from sort of wavy water. And they were made in New Jersey between 1940 and 1953, so they're even older than I am, which means they're really old. But they just spoke to me, so I bought them, and I have them on top of a bookcase, and I just like to look at them. So it was a whim, but I didn't know I needed it until I saw it, and I just had to have
You had
it.
to have it.
And you said you never have seen double ducks.
I've never seen the two ducks.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I just found the single
Single
duck.
Single duck.
But this double duck is like,
Unusual.
it's really unusual, and I probably wouldn't have bought it if it was just one duck, but
Two ducks. Well, it's a couple, a guy and a girl.
it's perfect flight formation.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those ducks.
And another thing I found a couple months ago was this truck. And it's a Heinz ketchup truck, but it's from England. And it was made in England, and it's an English model of a truck that would haul goods around to stores and things. So it's heavy, it's made out of metal, it's got real rubber tires, it's very, not like the toys that come out today that are mostly plastic. But the really interesting thing is it came in its original box, which is, it makes it more collectible, which I didn't know I wanted it again until I saw it. And so it was made in England, like I said, and the box actually makes it more valuable and desirable. So I'll probably give it to my brother for his birthday if he's really nice to me, but I also might just keep it. So.
Oh, nice, nice. And I watch Antiques, what's that?
Antiques Roadshow?
And they say if you have the box,
Yeah.
it makes it more valuable.
Right.
And it's in
so
good condition.
it's obviously whoever had it as a child took good
Good
care of it. Because they kept it in the box. It's not all banged up, not like my toy cars were. 'Cause I really, we put them
Played
through their
with
paces. Yeah. But this one, for some reason, it's in beautiful condition. So
Oh.
we got a collection of maybe 10 or 12 of these vehicles, cars and trucks. And, so it's, again, you don't know what you're going
gonna
to
get.
And so something like this, we actually appraise it as an antique. We have an antique dealer, retired, but he comes in and helps price things so that we get more money. We can charge a higher price, but it's still a fair price to sell it. So.
Now, talking about that, what do you do with the proceeds that you get?
Oh, 100% of proceeds go to orthodontia and dental care for kids, what's our age? Up to 16.
Oh.
Right. So
It takes just so many years, X amount of years to finish the program.
Yes.
So 16 is our latest that
Okay.
they can enroll.
Okay.
So the kids' dental program, they can start at about 4
Oh.
because it's important to get your teeth in, maintain.
Yes, when you're young.
Get your teeth healthy and keep them healthy.
Yes.
Because it can have lifetime effects. So we work with a number of local dentists who provide the service for a lower price, but we pay all the bills. Families can apply and they fill out the form, and if they meet the income requirements and other things, then we accept them and we pay for the whole course of their program.
Good.
And then the orthodontia is for older people, I think between 11 and they can be 11 to 13 to start, and they go through age 16. But again, that's all free. We have special doctors we work with who are part of the program, so it's a real partnership.
Good.
But all the money stays in this area. It helps young people in Berkeley and West Contra Costa. So it's really, and that's part of the fun of working at the store too, is that we know that all the money stays here.
That's
None of us
right.
get paid.
Oh,
So
all
we're
volunteers.
All volunteer.
And everything's donated. So our main costs are paying our rent and paying for the electricity and getting supplies. But so
We like to say we provide smiles.
That's right.
it.
And smiles are very important.
Yes.
Especially for children. Well, adults too, but especially children. Tell us about some of the children you say that have contacted you, how your service helped them.
when I first started, and I've been volunteering there for, Cato and I both started the same year, 2010, so we're 14 years of doing this, so we must enjoy it.
Yes.
But I remember early on, we got a letter from one of our patients after she'd finished, and she drew a picture of her nice big smile, and she says, when I first started out, I just felt like a monster because my
monster?
teeth were so bad.
Oh.
But now they're beautiful, and so she was so happy
Oh.
she sent us a letter. Another student, she was, after she graduated from high school, she came back as a volunteer to help us out. So she was sort of repaying the debt.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And once a woman came in, a shopper, and she had said that she had received our treatment.
Good.
And she came back to shop, and she had the most
Beautiful smile. Yes. And a smile is very important for
so
children,
important.
women, and men.
Everybody.
Can change your life.
So we have about 30 patients at any given time that are being actively treated. But one of our volunteers went back, and she wanted to know how many we've treated
Sure.
over the years.
Yes.
And we don't have complete records because things get lost, but she found over 1,100 student or young people over the years.
Yes.
She went back about 30 years, I think.
Gee.
Oh.
It was like, so we're making a difference.
You're making a difference.
That's fun.
Isn't this great? Now let's see. My next question here. Well, how do families apply for the dental care? You wanna talk
Don't
about
they just come into the shop and pick up a form?
They can come into the store,
Yeah.
and we're on San Pablo Avenue in El Cerrito, near the Cerrito Theater.
Why don't you give the address, please?
Okay, I didn't
One
know- I
zero
didn't know there was
zero
gonna be a
five two.
test.
10052, San Pablo.
And, or you can call and leave a message on the phone number, which I don't know either.
We'll show it later.
Yeah,
But
we'll show
talk
it
about
later,
So,
yes,
and, some families only speak Spanish, and they can fill out the form in
Yes.
Spanish. And we just had one that was submitted in Spanish, and one of the volunteers then was able to translate it. We could go ahead and process it. And so, but the goal is to make it really easy for the families
Yes.
to get the care, and the best thing is they never see the bill.
Wonderful,
take care of
wonderful.
that, so.
Now, how do you get these dentists who provide these services?
Well, we've had a number of them for the past 20 or so years, and
Oh.
I remember maybe 8 years ago, a new orthodontist they contacted us. They heard about what we do and wanted to help out too. So,
Good.
so they were able to. Okay, this is how we like it, and we were able to work that out. So.
Maybe I could interview one of them on the show.
Yes, that
would be
would
good.
be
good.
really good.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Now let's talk about some more of these things that you brought.
Well, I realized we brought all old stuff, antique stuff.
Well, that's
because
all right.
but we each really like antique stuff.
Yes,
But
okay.
back to the 40s,
Yes.
does anybody know what this is called?
A doily.
Sally knows. They
Yes.
come in all shapes and sizes. Usually, though, there are always this same color. But a person could dye them. And why I brought them is because we get a lot of these because people don't use them anymore for what they were intended. Which was to cover armchairs or place a vase on
yes.
a table
Oh,
top.
yes.
They're kind of out of fashion, but you could use your imagination and use them to make some kind of art project or clothing. I thought of sewing them all together and making some kind of poncho or top or something.
Great idea.
And I once saw an art installation where the artist had covered dolls with doilies as if they were a second skin. And it was just really remarkable.
Really remarkable. How about this? What is this?
Well, this is another of these artifact, really, more modern artifact. It's a CD. So you probably don't have a CD player, but
Your grandma might.
or your mother.
Yeah.
Well, probably grandma. Anyway, you could also use these to make some art project.
Oh.
I saw on a wall once someone had made a big fish, and they had lined these up, overlapped them as if they were fish scales. And it was really gorgeous piece. You could also, I happen to like this artist named Ima Sumac. She was billed as the Mayan goddess, but later press came out that she was really just an American, and her name is Amy Camus, spelled backward. But she's fun, part of the tiki era, genre of music.
Yes.
And we have a lot of CDs in the
Oh,
shop,
I'm
and
sure
they're only,
you do.
what, 25
25
cents?
cents each.
How about the big records?
We don't get those as many as we do, but if we get them, we sell them for $1 each. I
Dollar
bought some
each.
of those. Yeah,
Oh,
so.
yes. But you have to have a player to play them
All
on.
right,
Yeah.
turntable.
I've got a turntable.
You
yes.
do?
Yes, I still have one.
Oh,
I have
Yes.
several. So.
You have several.
yeah, you got several. Well, actually, I have one too.
Now, tell us about this little guy. Who's going to tell me about this little guy?
Oh, I'll try
Okay,
that. So-
you try that.
so-
Well, actually, it's gender neutral. This is one of the original gender neutral people.
Trolls.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a troll, and occasionally they wander into our store.
Oh,
And then
okay.
and now Cato, who's a little more creative than I am, she ripped the hair out of the top of this one.
Ah,
'cause they
you
usually
didn't.
Well, it was pretty funky. They get the fur
scraggly.
gets all
Oh, okay,
clumped up and
okay.
has a little bit of bubble gum in it or
Oh,
something.
dear.
So she turned it into a planter, and you can see she put a little succulent in it, and there's dirt in there, and then her sister actually made the little top for the troll with material felt that she found at the Turnabout shop. So this is another part of the fun stuff is we can do, we could say, oh, I could do something else with that.
That's
craft
right.
with it and make it different. So,
I think I got this out of, we have a 50-cent bin.
Oh, yes.
It's a big
yeah.
round thing, and it's filled with treasures, all manner of things, and then each one is only 50 cents. Hence the name, the 50-cent bin.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure I got that out of the 50-cent bin.
and a lot of people like to dig around in that bin.
I'm sure they do.
Because the stuff falls to the bottom and they're
Right.
rooting
And
out.
it's a good place
I
for
like what I found.
Yeah.
good place for children to root around in. It's about this tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't get in it. But
No,
they
they-
No,
reach over the edge.
Yeah,
So,
reach over the
yeah,
edge.
it's so,
So yeah,
I mean, isn't that adorable?
Adorable. Yes, yes. Now, you also have greeting cards, don't you?
Yes.
Beautiful. Tell us about the greeting
that's
cards.
another relic. Not
Yes.
many people send greeting cards
Anymore. And they're so
anymore.
expensive if you buy them in
Yes,
stores.
some can be $10. I have
Yes.
seen.
Tell us about the
Ours
greeting
are
cards.
what?
25
cents.
cents.
25
yes. I
cents.
find beautiful ones there.
Yes. Greeting cards. What? Books.
Books.
We
Yeah.
have a lot of books as well as CDs.
Oh, tell us about these books.
Here's a
you
couple
brought.
books. So when I was a kid, we used to try to learn magic tricks.
Oh, yes.
And we'd get books and things. But so we recently, this is a new donation, but there's one. It's these are table magic tricks, so you can make things disappear, do
Who
sort of
knows?
tricks with your friends, and they're easy. I think
Easy to learn,
I
right?
think even I could do these. That's how easy they are. And here's one. These are card tricks that anyone can do.
Anyone,
And
even
card tricks are
Sally.
fun. Yeah, so you may have seen like on TV or something, a magician pulls out the card and says, "Is this your card?" And
Right.
yeah, and so that's the kind of thing that you can do with this. You can learn tricks. I wouldn't say you should try to trick your friends for money, but if it happens.
For maybe
And then there's a
candy.
Candy, yeah, okay. And this is Houdini. Harry Houdini was a famous escape artist who grew up in Michigan, and he would, like, here he is on a straitjacket on top of a tall building, and he would get dangled upside down from a flagpole.
Oh.
And he'd find ways to escape, and he would even get put in a box underwater and
Tied
find
up.
escape. Yeah, tied
In
up.
the box.
I
And escape.
He was crazy, but he was really good at doing this. And so this is Secrets Revealed. And they say about a magician never tells. But
Right.
in this case, this book was written in 1931 originally.
1931.
And so it was right after Houdini died. So
Oh.
it's got the secrets right there. But, I checked with Mom and Dad before trying any of these things. So,
Well, I heard tell one of his secrets was his wife always kissed him before he would be sunk into the water,
Oh,
say, inside a box chained up.
Just in case.
Well, she passed a key into his mouth when she kissed him.
Oh.
And then that he could use the key to unlock
Ooh,
the
but
locks.
wasn't she afraid he might swallow it? Get caught.
No, he was much more skillful than that.
Wow. Isn't
But
that
this is a little tiny key, remember?
Oh,
For
yeah.
a cuff,
Oh, yeah.
for a little padlock, handcuffs.
Yeah.
handcuffs.
Oh.
Cufflinks.
Do you ever get handcuffs in the shop?
I don't remember
I
seeing
don't
that.
know, but
But I mean, we do get some like pretend things like that for Halloween. So
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
Halloween's a good time to come to the store.
Yes.
Because
I bet.
people, instead of buying these, a brand new
Expensive
costume you're going to
costumes.
wear once,
Yeah.
you can just come in, buy something that somebody else wore last year.
That's right.
And then give it back and
Yeah.
change it every year.
Right.
And so, another thing we've had happen is girls from the local high school in El Cerrito. One year, 4 of them came in, and they spent about 2 hours trying on dresses for prom.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
And so
Yes.
they couldn't decide, so they each bought 2 2 dresses for prom. And I said,
They were
do you,
probably,
do you go out at halftime and change? Or
because they were probably only $8 each.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe our
Yeah.
dresses
Yeah.
are $8.
So the students, we get a growing number of students who come in and young people, and the kids come in and they love it, and the parents are, they let the parents go shop, and then
Yes.
the kids find their own treasures, and that's fun to see what they pick out as opposed
Right.
to what their parents pick out. So,
I took some of my evening dresses
Did you?
to El Cerrito High School. They had it out in the
yeah.
hallway,
Oh,
on the
for
racks of the
prom?
girls. Yes, for prom.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
nice.
yeah. And speaking of the dress, you didn't show your shoes. Why don't you take those shoes off? And
These
those are such interesting
fantastic
shoes.
shoes
Yeah.
made in India.
Uh-huh.
What can we say about them other
they're
than they're
gorgeous.
unique?
they're
Yes.
red.
And if you lost your shoe, you would be sure to find it.
Yes.
Because they are one of a kind.
And you get lots of shoes, John. Tell us about shoes for men and women.
We get, we never know what we're going to get, but we might get a whole box of shoes from somebody, and some of them are in really good shape, and some of them we can put out and sell.
Yes.
If they're really fancy, sometimes we get almost unworn shoes in the boxes.
Right.
And so we price those a little higher because they're like new shoes.
Like new shoes.
And really new shoes are so expensive.
Yes.
So we put those out, and then most shoes we sell for $6 a pair. That's only $3 a shoe.
$3
which is
a
good
shoe,
price.
yes.
And then some if they're a little more worn, but we think that somebody might want them, we sell those for $1 a pair.
Yes.
So it's we try to, but we get unusual ones. Sometimes we got like.
I have
Okay.
another unusual pair that I'm just remembering now.
Oh.
It was pumps. Do you know what pumps are? They have a heel.
Yes.
Well, the low heel pumps could be only this tall, but the high ones can be that tall.
Yes.
And the heel had a hinge.
A hinge.
You folded it up and under for the low heel,
Ah,
and then when you
Open it up
or
for-
you could undo it for the high heel,
heel.
because high heels are very uncomfortable to walk in.
oh yes.
So you would put it, I put it on the low part, and then when I got to the opera, I would go to the ladies' room
Yes.
and undo so I would have on the high.
Yes, that's
Shifted into high gear.
Shifted into high gear. Oh.
So,
Yes.
And it's again, it's like you just never know what's going to be there, and
Right.
we've got some.
Things you've never seen, and we don't even know what some of the things are.
Those are the ones we put aside for somebody else to price.
Wonderful.
Maybe they'll know.
What? Did you buy your shirt there?
I did not. This was from my dad, and it's one of my favorite shirts. And but it's old enough; it could have been at the store.
Oh.
And we have a lot of
Nice
Hawaiian
shirts.
type.
Yeah, I've donated some of my
shirts.
others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
but it's there's a number. There's not as much menswear as there are
Women's, yes.
I think, and so but it's just
But
there's
enough
so many different ones. Yeah,
to
it's
make it
enough.
worth your while.
Shoes,
man.
yeah,
Come
good
on
shoes.
Yes.
So-
Now in your back room there, don't you have linens?
Yes.
And
That's the doily department.
Doilies
Yes,
came from there.
Sheets and
Bedspreads.
pillows,
Uh-huh.
things, placemats for tables.
Yes. And dishes.
tablecloths.
Tell about the dishes you have.
Oh, you have
Blankets too. In the
Yeah, blankets.
Oh yeah. Tell about the
Sleeping
dishes.
bags we've even got. We have so many dishes of all kinds. Plated silver plate, glass, crystal,
Yes.
ceramic, wood, bamboo.
And it's often very nice. People don't use fancy dishes that
Right.
much
Anymore,
anymore. So
yes.
we had a really nice set called Mikasa table setting from Japan. So it was a very fancy one. And it was like 2 weeks ago, somebody bought it for $80 for this set. And they were so excited. And then we just carefully wrapped each plate so that there wouldn't be any chips or cracks on the way home. And then put them in a box, and we carried it out to the car for them. And they were very happy. And
Oh.
A lot of the older dishware has gold
Yes.
around it, and gold that will not go into the microwave. So that renders these dishes unpopular. But I still say they can go in the dishwasher, so you could still use them.
But they just look nice for
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving or some fancy dinner. It's you don't use them every day, but they can and we have lots of.
And everything. To artist projects, you can break those. You can buy dishes cheaply enough and break them for
Mosaic.
Mosaic. Oh, really?
Yeah. Artists will do that.
Oh. Yeah. Do you have vacuum cleaners?
We get them occasionally, yeah.
Okay,
But again,
Brooms and mops?
Brooms, yeah,
Well,
we've gotten everything.
yeah, mops,
Yeah,
but
you name it,
a
we've
lot of
got.
times they're so worn out by the time
Yeah.
we get them. So,
Yes,
the other
yes.
day, somebody donated a bag of 15 old batteries that were dead
That we did.
or leaking. It's like, well, thank
No.
you for your donation. So no,
What are some of the things you don't take?
dead batteries.
Dead berries.
Old electronics.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't. We don't have any room for furniture. Like
Big
Kayla said,
furniture.
the room is very narrow. The
Oh.
building's very narrow, but it's really deep. So
Yeah.
we don't take furniture. We
Big
don't take
furniture.
computers, unfortunately, because they get
Yeah.
out of date rather quickly.
Right.
So, but we,
Pillows, we don't take pillows.
Pillows.
no, but sometimes people sneak them in.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So, but it's.
Oh, children's clothes. We're
Yeah.
not taking those.
Oh, you don't take children's
But we
clothes?
take still games and toys.
Children's books sell pretty.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
children's books. Books of poetry.
Yes,
Down
books of
there?
poetry, yes. And I
Yes.
notice out in front you have your dollar rack. Tell us about the dollar rack.
Oh, yes. If things have been in the shop a little too long, we put them out on the dollar rack.
And anything on that rack is $1.
$1.
$1.
$1.
And boy, I have found some good things on that dollar rack.
Oh,
Except the shoes. The shoes are $1 a pair, so that's 50 cents a shoe. And that's right. The dollar
50
shoe
cents.
basket is right next to the dollar rack. But that's one of the favorite things we at the store. People come in and they'll go right to that dollar rack before they come in, and they'll come in with an armload of dollar clothing, and it's nice. It's just we need to make room because we get so much
Right.
stuff. We
Yeah.
have a special corridor where we get all of our donations stored. People bring them in, they put them in here, and sometimes it's maybe 3 or 4
Chock
feet
full.
high of bags and boxes of stuff, and it's probably 20 feet long, and we can hardly get through it. We have so many things.
Yes.
And then the fun part is going through each of those and finding these
Right.
treasures.
Treasures.
Could be double ducks, could be a duck, could be a top hat. You never know what it's like a treasure hunt. Really.
Yes,
Yeah.
And so this whole store is like a treasure hunt.
Right.
Yes,
It's like, you buy things that you weren't expecting to find there, right? You come in and it's like, what the
And
heck I need that.
Yes.
And to the dollar rack and donations. Conversely, I have clothes and other things that I go, oh, I haven't worn it in a million years. I should donate. Oh, I don't want to donate. It's so precious. But finally, I will, and then it stays in the shop for that amount of time. Winds up on the dollar rack. So it's like your precious item. It wound up on the dollar rack. So get rid of your stuff.
Have you ever bought anything back?
I heard a lot of people do that. They donate, then go buy it back.
And a lot of our volunteers, when they're new, they're like a kid in a candy shop, as
Yeah.
we used to say, and they'll buy a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
And, I need this. And then about 3 or
I
4
want
months
this.
later, they start bringing it back in, and it still has the price tag on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it is exciting
Yeah.
when you see these things like
Right.
the ducks and the
ducks.
trucks.
Yes,
The ducks and the trucks.
So and then you think, well,
And the prices are so good that
Yes, yes.
it
So-
makes it easy.
So we really price things because we want to keep moving.
Oh,
and keep
yes,
selling them,
yes.
and so that we want to fund our programs.
Right,
but also
right.
because we got so much stuff in the corner, we need to have room.
Right.
We got to take it out.
Right.
Yeah.
It comes in every day we're open. People can bring things in. So we're open from noon to 4 p.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
We have sort of shortened hours because we're all volunteers. A lot of thrift stores have paid staff,
Yes.
but we don't. So that makes us even cooler. And we're at 10052 San Pablo Avenue in El Cerrito, and the phone number is
510 525 7844.
I think so.
It'll come up on the
It'll
screen.
come up on the screen.
So you can check our memories.
It also makes it fun to volunteer there because there is no boss, really.
Oh,
Nobody's the boss. We're all equal.
good.
And it's just so much fun. There's a lot of camaraderie, and we'll get together every now and then and have luncheons.
Nice.
That's fun.
Nice.
What else? Oh, and that we get to do everything within the shop. You're not just stuck back in the back room unloading donations or stuck at the cash register. We get to do everything. We take turns.
Good.
That's-
So, we
Yeah.
have one person does a register usually at a time, and we
For an hour.
For an hour or so, and then
Then you-
one person is a roamer. They roam around making sure customers are find what they need, or if there's something on a top shelf, they need to get it down. And then we have one or two people in the back room who are sorting and pricing. In some cases, they are steaming the clothes to get the wrinkles
Yes.
out. We used to have an iron and ironing
Oh,
board.
tell us about the steaming process.
Steaming, well,
I
that's-
don't like to steam. Do you?
No, I am not.
But
a
some
steamer.
people love it.
Really?
You just hold. You have to. It's a machine down at the bottom where you put water,
Yeah, pour water in them.
and then there's a wand, and
Oh.
steam comes out, and you just hold it over the clothes, and the wrinkles
Come out.
disappear. I wish it would
On our
work
faces.
on our face
And our hands.
and our hands.
And you can go through, and it's easier than ironing, and you can go through a lot of clothes like that.
Oh, I'm
Faster.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
faster. So
Isn't that something?
sometimes we have to open the back door because it
Gets so warm.
so warm and steamy
Especially
in
these
there.
hot
So-
days,
yeah,
you know.
so- yeah, so-
Wow.
Yeah.
And so there's some things with some clothes we get that we can't sell,
Right.
Because they might have a little tear or a little
Stain.
and they're still serviceable. You can still wear them. So we donate those to people who aren't as fortunate. And so, like the Bay Area Rescue Mission in
Yeah.
Richmond, that serves
Good.
thousands of people. They
Yes.
find good homes for these things. So
Isn't that
that's the
wonderful?
clothing. And there's probably toiletries. Sometimes people donate like some
Yeah.
perfume they got that they didn't really want. So and it can be fancy stuff.
Yes.
And so we donate that. Also, there's a women's shelter that takes it, and there's also the
A
rescue
men's
mission.
shelter. Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
so we do.
Wow.
We give those things to them. So
Everything is used.
yeah,
Right?
Do you ever get donations of food, like canned food?
no.
No,
not
no
really.
food. Okay.
But sometimes tea. People have donated
tea
tea
or
or boxes
coffee?
of candy. We usually just give it to the volunteers.
Oh, yes.
So-
Uh-huh.
If it's in date.
But if like it's a sealed thing of tea, we might try
Yes.
to sell that. But
Yeah.
we don't want to. We
Anything that's
always
sealed
want to
open.
be careful.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
You never know.
one time there was a car, like what was it? A T-bird, I think, a Thunderbird. But it was really filled with whiskey.
Oh,
And it was still in there. It was unopened.
So,
I bet that went for a good price.
well, legally we couldn't sell it.
Oh, you couldn't
sell
it. So,
Because we don't have a liquor license.
Oh, yeah.
yes. You don't want to get pulled over for
No.
that. You know, so.
Wonderful.
I
So
know.
again, it
Funny
really is,
things.
Funny
that come in.
things.
and that's the fun, really the fun
Yeah.
of it. 'Cause
Yes,
we'll
yes,
sit there and
yes.
say, look at this.
Yeah. Do you guys ever go outside at the dollar rack and say, come in, want people to come in?
We don't need to.
You don't need, they come in on
They
their
come
own.
in, yeah.
We have a good clientele.
Good- oh,
a lot
yes.
of regulars come
Lot of regulars,
back
yes.
once a week or even more.
Sometimes
Yes.
there's one guy who comes in like 2 or 3 days a week. So the nicest guy, I think he's buying stuff for his girlfriend a lot of the time.
Oh, isn't that
Because people
good?
talk amongst themselves, and
Yes.
a lot of the customers know each other
Yes.
as well as us.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's just really kind of a community
yes.
center.
Yeah.
One of your volunteers, Sarah, her daughter Sarah,
Uh-huh.
her name is, I can't think what her name is. Her daughter was on our show when she was 8 years old.
Oh,
And now she's grown and has children. And she's a school teacher, and she told me she teaches poetry.
Okay.
Mother's name, I
excellent.
can't remember what her
Shelley?
name. Shelley,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah,
yes.
we need more poets in the world.
Yes, we do. Well, now we're just about out of time. So, is there anything else you would like to put out? Give the name of the shop again, and the hours you're open, and the phone number and the email, so people can contact you.
Real quick, our store, we're run by a group that was based in Berkeley. It started in 1917 to raise money to fight the Spanish flu epidemic. And so it's 107 years later, and we're still in business. We're at we moved to El Cerrito in 1986 from Berkeley, the store, and we're there 10052 San Pablo Avenue. Just look for the Cerrito Theater almost next door to us.
Yeah.
And 12 to 4 on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And come on in and get your parents to bring you in and buy you some stuff. And we got a lot of books, a lot of fun stuff.
A lot of fun stuff. Well, thank you both for coming. I've certainly appreciated this. It's been a wonderful show. And I know you're going to do lots of calls and be seen all around the world and
Okay.
overseas and what have you, So
Thank
let's wave
you.
goodbye to our audience.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you,
Goodbye, everybody.
Sally, and we poets.